Hi, it's a video for the intro of The Death of Queen Jane. So we've got that tab, just 4 bars. The first 2 bars are simple enough. So it's the bass strum style on a G. Let me take that off, it's just really cold. A G, a D in this voicing, which is the C shape taken up 2 frets. And then a C chord. And we've got 2 beats on the G, 2 beats on the D, and 4 beats on the C. And it's going to be, the bass strum style. So either it can be thumb, down strum with the fingernails, up strum with the thumbnail. And there I went from C to C over G, and then that last up strum I'm taking fingers 1 and 2 off, and I was doing the bass strum style, as I said, with a down strum with the fingernails and an up strum with the thumbnail. That's fine. Or we can do it all with the first finger. The first finger does a down strum, but it also does the up strum. So if you're going to do it like this, it's a gentler sound. If you're going to do it like this, you want that first finger to be relaxed, not at all hooked, because when you do the up strum, you want it to be loose, floppy even, so that it doesn't catch on the strings. Yeah, so. Yeah, so there it just did catch a little bit on the strings because I'm cold. But yeah, it takes a bit of getting used to. It's really whichever version of the bass drum style suits you better. Okay, so you could do it, and of course you could do it with the plectrum as well, but you can see him do it with just fingers, and it sounds like whoever played it does it with just fingers. Then you've got the next 2 bars, and this is that 3rd bar. You go to the G again, but then you have to pick out that open B string. So you're plucking the bass note, but you're also picking out at the same time, so it's a pinch, low E string, an open B string. Then you've got 1 and it's going to be an up strum on that chord. It doesn't have to be, but to keep yourself in time, because that bit comes on at 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, because it comes on an upbeat. If you do it with an up strum, it'll keep you in time better. So one way of doing this, this is the most complicated part, this bar, and then it's easy again, or relatively easy again. So one way of doing it is plucking, pinching, and then you can either pinch and pluck the B string with the first finger, and then just do an upstroke with the first finger, or you can pluck the B string with the second finger, the middle finger, and then do the up strum and 3rd fret on the top E string, thin E string. So I'm plucking the B string with my second finger and then doing the up strum with my first finger. And then, this isn't in the tab, but in between he puts a little strum after that to keep himself in time and to fill out the sound. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So that down strum in between, so you've done the pinch, up strum, and then the down strum is just going to be a down strum of the probably first finger. Yeah. You could do pinch, Then the up strum with the thumb, that's fine too. And this second shape I'm going to is again the C shape taken up 2 frets, taken up 2 frets to give you a type of D chord, but this time you're adding the little finger to the 5th fret of the top E string. So, with the thumb doing the up strum, and when I pluck that chord, that D chord, I'm plucking or pinching the thumb is getting the bass note on the A string, and the first finger is plucking the B string, but I'm catching other strings as well. And I'm actually catching the B, of course, because I'm plucking that. I'm actually catching the G and D strings as well. So you're hearing all of those strings. Okay, so that is either the first thing I said was you could pluck and then do the up strum with the finger, either the first finger or well, both times the first finger. It's just that pluck, the first initial pluck on the B string can either be with the first finger and then the first finger does the up strum, or the pluck on the B string can be with the second finger and then the first finger does the up strum. Or you can do the thumb as the up strum, so you've got that pinch. Okay, so I hope that's okay. That's the most difficult part. Then the last bar, you're back to a C, it's 4 beats on the C. And then we've got instead of just the bass note for our first beat, we got a whole chord. So we can strum it and then down up 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and then you go to C over G again, 3 and 4 and then we've got that that last upstroke with open strings. So that last bar, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Oh, going back to the third bar, I realised I mentioned before that you could do it like this. You could do the pinch rather than with just thumb and first finger, or thumb and 1 finger. You could do it with thumb and 3 fingers to get a bigger sound. So my thumb would get the bass note as usual, and then fingers 1, 2 and 3 would be on the D string, G string and B string respectively. So that would be my first pluck, and then I could use either my first or second finger to do an up strum to get that 3rd fret of the top E string, 1 and 2 and then the same thing on the D chord. I'm going to pluck all of the middle 4 strings. So thumb and first 3 fingers. Excuse me, plucking. And then use either your first finger or your second finger with an up strum. I think I go for my first finger to pluck that 5th fret of the top E string. And when I'm getting that 5th fret of the top E string, again, you're not just hearing that single note. You can do that if you want, but I'm allowing the finger to sound other strings as well, so it's hitting also the B and the G string. And then when you get to the next bar, you can pluck the middle 4 strings and then do a down up strum. And then just a slight variation on this plucking with thumb and first 3 fingers, index, middle and ring. You can do a little roll. And that little roll involves you put all the digits on the strings at first, you pluck with the thumb, and then immediately you turn at the wrist. So your fingers are touching the strings, and then you turn your wrist outwards slightly. So you're not moving your fingers separately, like you've got them all on the strings and you're just moving the wrist. Moving the wrist, rotating it in that plane to get that roll. Let's get that back. So, and then after you've done that roll, you pluck the top string, and you can either just make it a single string, or again, when you do your up strum with the finger, allow it to sound other strings as well. In this case, the B and the G string. Okay, I hope that's okay. I hope that helps. And let's see, where is it? There we go.